98.1 The Bird, your music central, as well as the CW Athletics live stream. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Gildersleeve here, alongside Jackson Roberts and Cash Brown, as we get ready to detail for you the events of Central Washington women's rugby versus Lindenwood. Cash, Jackson, how you doing today?
Pretty good, Ryan. Happy to have ourselves here in the booth, get another rugby game on the tally for us. So really excited that we get a chance to call this women's game too.
Absolutely, Cash.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that the game had to be canceled last time. They were slated to have a game here at Tomlinson Stadium. The pass was bad, but hey, it's looking like spring weather a little bit more now out here. No snow on the ground like there was last time, so it should be a good matchup between these two teams. And I'm looking forward to it.
Well, and let me tell you, it's no PNW select team, but Lindenwood, a great competitor coming in to face off against your Wildcats here today. I will be running color commentary. Jackson will be our play-by-play broadcaster, and Cash Brown will serve as our third seat today, as it looks like we are underway.
Yep, underway now. Ball is going to be on the ground. Fighting for it is the Wildcats and the Lions, as there's a ruck going to be dished out to the right side. Pushing forward now is the Wildcats. And back out to the right side once again. They're going to keep the ball moving, using their legs, trying to push it forward. They're going to keep on going down to about the 37-meter line.
You know, this is a Wildcat team that has just done so good this year when it comes to getting it out to their wings. We'll see able to jump off the start against Lindenwood here today.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what this team's going to look like compared to the men's team, and maybe some different styles of play that these teams choose to run. On the ground once again, Wildcats have yet to give away possession, and here it comes as they're going to clear that one to the other side.
Yeah, they'll boot that one away. Now we get to see our first glimpses of Lindenwood in this one as they're really just trucking down.
Yeah, what a tackle there, though, by the Wildcats. Ruck forms. They're going to be trying to get the ball out, and there's going to be a penalty. Looks like it is going to go in favor of the Cats. Yep, sure looks like it. Wildcats regain possession once again. We saw Madison Jersey running with the ball a little bit. She was the one that was taken down. Now things are getting back underway. That one's going to go to the right side. Stays out of touch. It's going to be the field of play. Down on that.
Coming together pretty well here at the beginning of this one. I mean, that offload we saw on that last little bit of a drive was great.
Ruck formed once again. Dished out to the right side. Keep on pitching it back. And that's going to be a big tackle, slam to the ground. And it's going to be an up and over. Picked her up and slammed her to the ground. You cannot do that. It's going to be a penalty going in favor of the Lions. So now they'll get a chance to kick it down the field. That one's going to go into touch, and it's going to be a line out around at the 38-meter line.
Yeah, these Lindenwood Lions coming into this one against your Wildcats. 4-1 on the season so far. The Wildcats, of course, 2-1. They would have had some more numbers behind that record, but, of course, like we said, that PNW Select game fell through. And so this is really your first opportunity to catch Wildcat action in the spring portion of this rugby season.
Yeah, only a couple more home games left. I believe maybe even only one.
Yeah.
It's going to keep on being dished out to the left. Got some open field. Here come the Lions. They're going to break free. Driving past a Wildcat defender is going to be stopped there at about the 23-meter line. It's going to dish it right back out now. She's moving forward, trucking past defenders. Getting in scoring range as fast as possible is the Lions. Not fully down yet. Now ruck form once again. They're going to try to use this short side of the pitch to muscle their way through. Back out once again. Wildcat defense staying strong here down on their side of the field. Just cannot let another one break free. A couple more meters there for the Lions. Pushing forward. They're close to the try line. This Lions team is not one to mess around with. Big tackle there over at the end, but a great offload there last second. All crammed down on the far side of the field. Wildcats looking to get the ball back, but instead that is not going to be the case. Lindenwood's forward yet to go down. Still in scoring range, and they're going to break free, and there is going to be a try, I believe. I think they got down there past the try line, placed that ball down. That's 5 points up on the board. Early 5 points, just 4 minutes in for the Lindenwood Lions.
Yeah, coming off of a rough match against Life University out in that last one with the Eagles, they're looking pretty good to start this one off. I mean, I can't imagine that you could ask for much more, though it does appear a player down on the field for the Lions.
Yeah, Life University and Lindenwood, two very strong programs. Don't quite have a name on that injured athlete just yet, but hopefully they are all good. Getting tended to down on the try line.
They're setting up the kick now. It was a valiant effort, if you will, trying to get as far to, as close to those center posts as humanly possible. Got to make this kick as easy as they can, as now it looks like we're going to see it.
For a chance to make this game 7-0. We'll see if the Wildcats choose to contest this kick. They'll send one woman at her, and it will do no harm. Should be 2 points up on the board. Looked like it went through the uprights, giving Lindenwood Lions a early 7-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, just crossing over 5 minutes into this matchup. It's kind of baffling, really. I mean, just watch your Wildcats kind of get dismantled the way that first drive went for the Lions. Though, what can you say? I mean, this is a team, both of them, that come into this matchup having put up 100-plus point performances on the season. I mean, these are two powerhouses. I'm excited to see how the Wildcats break out of this one.
Member of the rugby team, not as a player, but as one of the assistant coaches, Hunter Ray, told me that Lindenwood is essentially the Duke of women's rugby. So they are not a team to mess around with, and they're going to be getting possession here once again as the Wildcats boot this one away. Caught once again. About the 33-meter line, brought down quickly. Now going to be working to the right side of the field opposed to the left where they scored recently. Drop down there. Got to remember to get on sides as the Wildcats, and they sure do. Now back to the left side as the Lions. Dropped once again, ruck forming. Tossed back out to the right. And that's something I'm noticing with these Lindenwood players. They are strong. They can run through tackles no matter who is in front of them. This time they're going to clear it away. Looks like it's going to be Lily Thomas receiving the kick.
Yeah, that's a good boot.
Yep, dishes it back out to the left, some open space until here come the Lindenwood defenders right about the half-field mark, and we're going to get a penalty going in favor of the Wildcats.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you like to see. It's just like what we've talked about all year long, Jackson. I mean, being able to draw fouls in any sport is just an intangible.
Running down the right side of the field, big stiff arm there with the left hand, eventually brought back down.
Wow.
Quick, yeah.
Nice offload on that one.
Very quick offload, but it looked like it might have been forward. And I think that's going to be the case. Looks like we're going to have ourselves a scrum here. First scrum of the day that we will see. Get used to some more of it, too.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, Jackson, it's got to be a lot more comfortable a position to initiate the scrum, if you will, when you're not, say, an inch and a half deep in snow.
Yeah, last week or 2 weeks ago was a crazy field surface for the men's team, and we saw people slipping and sliding all over the places. The ball was being dropped by the athletes. As here comes the scrum, it's going to start now. It'll go in favor of the Cats. Oh, my apologies. No, it'll go in favor of Lindenwood Lions. They're going to dish it back out right side of the field. Deep pitch back, and they're going to be met.
Yeah, ran into a wall on that one.
Yeah, we've seen them move forward past those defenders. That time, that was not the case.
Jeez.
Yeah, aggressive game now. They're going to break a tackle. See if the Wildcats can counter-ruck this. Instead, they're not going to be able to. Back out now to the hooker. Now they're going to keep it going once again. Wildcat defense swarming them as they can't get free. They eventually fall down, but a quick.
Hey, the Wildcats just took over possession.
Yep, now they have possession. They're on their side of the field looking to try to get their own 5 points. It seems to be that Lindenwood missed the kick earlier, and so the score still remains 5-0. Running through the defenders is the Wildcats, pushing forward closer and closer to the try line. Now they got to dish it back out again and keep on driving forward.
And they're doing a good job of getting that meterage as they're moving forward. It's just a matter of trying to recoup what they're getting as they toss back.
And there's a couple of broken tackles. They're going to break free. Keep on going down the field. Getting closer meter by meter to the try line. Going to have to keep on pushing forward with the help of the other Wildcats. They're going to be taken down. Ruck forming now.
Only about 10 meters that they need left here.
And they're going to be getting closer and closer. Each time they get tackled, they are just gaining a couple meters. This time about not too much space made forward, but get it to your big fellas, and they're going to drive through. As that one's going to be stopped once again, getting closer and closer to the touchline.
Yeah,
got to look for space.
That was a dirty ball there that Lindenwood was able to pick up, so they've got possession now.
So now the Wildcats sitting in a good spot if they're able to get the ball back once again, but instead, Lindenwood with the ball in their hands. They're going to look to clear it out here from their own try line.
Yeah, not sure if there was a more rough spot to lose that ball if you were the Wildcats.
So close to scoring. You already find yourself down 5-0. Had a chance to match that. That's the last place you want to lose the ball.
Yeah, bad spot for a turnover for sure.
So the ball goes into touch now. So we're going to have ourselves a line out here. Wildcats will be bringing it into play.
A far more spread out line out that we've seen
Yeah.
in the couple instances so far in this one, at least compared to the men's side of things.
No, I see it for sure, Ryan. That one's going to be up in the air. Good snag back into the hands of the Wildcats. Got some space out in front of them. Dishes out to the left side. Fighting through defenders. Drop down to the ground. Ruck forms now. Going to keep on keeping on. Moving it out wide. Got open space to the outside, and there's going to be a dirty ball there on the ground.
Yeah. That was real flagrant. You could see the dirty ball from a mile away there.
Not many people were around it. It was rolling around on the turf for a second. Lindenwood eventually grabs it. It's now their possession with a 5-point lead.
Well, and let me tell you, it is quite the day for Wildcat athletics. I mean, we've still got the Wildcat track and field open going on. Not only that, but, of course, our rugby game here right across the way. You can see the baseball team getting ready in their matchup against Western Oregon. Not only that, but if you look up towards the sky, you see the Charlie Whiskies flying around as the Central Washington Aviation Program doing their thing.
What a day for CWU. Whole lot of events going on. Happy that we get to be here to provide you guys the details of this one.
Central's had a bit of a struggle maintaining possession. It's been a lot of loose balls already. So I don't know if maybe a bit of mist out there perhaps.
Right.
I don't know what the deal is there.
Morning dew.
The morning dew. Yeah, no kidding.
We'll see if that's going to be a case for the men's team later. As now ball back in play in the Wildcats' possession. Once again, space out in front of them. Lindenwood closing on them, pushing forward is the Wildcats. They're going to be stopped. Drop down to the ground now, looking to avoid the counter ruck from the Lions.
And 2 for 3 on your line-out opportunities, you really can't complain about if you're the Cats.
No, just maintaining possession, like Cash said, just cannot get rid of the ball. You got to value these possessions. Really, you're not going to get them all the time if Lindenwood's going to keep scoring later on. But now it's into the Wildcats' possession again, and it's going to stay that way. Running down the field, got some open space on the left side, moving through defenders, just using their big frame to drive through them. And now the ball is going to be taken away. Lindenwood was able to get it back. Now they're going to be in ruck position. Got to get back on sides as the Wildcats, and they do. Now back at their about own 15, 16-meter line is the Lions. And they're going to keep on pushing forward, doing the same thing the Wildcats did just a moment ago, meter by meter. Not too many big runs, just getting a little bit of space forward as this time they're going to clear it out. Back to the left wing. It's going to go back to the fullback now. They're driving forward. Got a lot of space on the open side of the right field. Someone out wide if they can get it to them. Keep on moving forward, and that's what they do, and they're going to drop it, but picked back up by the Wildcats. They're still going.
Great recovery there. Good job of keeping her in it.
Amazing awareness to know where the ball is, where your teammates are at, and as we see someone down on the field for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's not a good one. We've seen a whole lot of engaging play on that right side wing from the player that is down now. An unfortunate situation as we're quite unable to distinguish player jersey numbers right now. Unfortunately, folks, we are without binos here today, as we like to call it.
And the black numbers on the back of the jerseys. I love the gradient numbers on the jersey, or the gradient jerseys, one would say, but the number makes it difficult quite to tell who is who.
Yeah. One way or another, again, we thank you for choosing us as your broadcast partners for this one. The next matchup, of course, for your women's rugby team taking place against BYU later on in the month. That's how we're going to close out our action for the women's team this home set, if you will. Glad to be able to bring both of these spring matchups to you. Unfortunate that Western was unable to
I know.
have that matchup with us. It would have been quite fun, though. I will say, I think that the least Western interaction possible for me is good for my heart rate, if you know what I'm talking about.
That one's going to be, they're going to try to grab that one from their teammate as they're going down. Instead, they're just going to form a ruck, dish it back out, and try to drive through these Lion defenders, but not really going too much places right now.
You know, and I really do think that the Wildcat decision-making could be a little bit better choosing when to offload and when to go down with it.
I completely agree, Ryan. Now with the help of their Wildcat teammates, they're going to keep on going forward. Now great defense here by the Lions, and they get back and force some pressure.
Rough drop for the Wildcats on that right side wing. That was not what you wanted to see there.
Got to imagine the pressure from the Lions. They heard footsteps, and they did not want to catch that one and get hit. Instead, just dropped it. Now Lions on the left side of the field. They're driving forward on their side of the field now.
Really just trucking forward are the Lady Lions here. I mean, they're doing a great job.
Quick pass there. As they're going to be met, and they're going to stay on their feet. Strong balance there from the Lions. They're dropped now this time. Looking for the ruck. All the Lions, they're going to boot this one away, clear it away. It's going to go in touch there. So it's going to be Wildcats' possession around at the 38-meter line.
And unfortunately, it appears another Lion down on the pitch.
Man.
The 12s for both sides have definitely taken some big hits in this one.
Such a physical game, rugby is, but back onto her feet. Got to imagine they're going to be going to the bench for a moment.
Yeah, she is not looking incredibly comfortable out there. One way or another, they look as though they'll get ready for the line-out. Of course, your Wildcats 2 for 3 on line-out opportunities so far in this match. Cash, what have you seen so far in this one?
Yeah, it's been 4.5 months since the Wildcats have played against another team. Obviously, their last loss coming against Life all the way back in November. So it just looks like they kind of need to warm up. They're really they're losing the physicality battle for sure. And some of the fundamentals of there's been a lot of loose balls. We've said that already, but they keep happening. So the Wildcats are going to have to figure out how to keep possession here. Another one right there. I mean, as we're just talking about it.
That's just it. I mean, it all comes back to the decision-making, and if you're able to offload at the proper time, because right there, the Wildcats just showed an inability to make that decision.
Yep, and that one's going to go into touch, and Ryan, like you said, they're just not making great decisions when it comes to offloading the ball. They're trying to do it very last minute as they're about going to the ground. I'm seeing players hold the ball out as they're falling to the ground, trying to hand it off to their teammates, but it's not quite what you want to do. Just go back to the ground, get into ruck formation, and then get it back to the rest of your teammates and just get the ball movement
going. I mean, too early of engagement on the offload is what's going to get you every single time. Yep. It's like running for a pop fly with your glove out already. It just doesn't work.
Lindenwood back with possession on their side of the pitch. Wow. They're going to be met by the Wildcats. Thought there was going to be harder contact there. It's going to be a counter ruck by the Wildcats, taking it away, and they're down at the Wildcat logo.
And that's what you like to see in the conversations that we were able to have with some of the stars of your women's rugby team before the season started. We were told time and time again that that's something they love to do. If they can come in with the counter ruck and they can take the ball away from you, they're going to do it every single time.
Yet another injury on the field now.
Ever so frequent with rugby, unfortunately. And it doesn't help, like you mentioned, Cash, 4.5 months since the last time that this squad was in action against another team. Of course, that did come with a loss to Life. But really, I mean, at the end of the day, you're facing off against probably the freshest competition in the league right now.
Yeah.
They've already had 2 matchups coming into this one. They've had success in both of those. And really, I mean, hey, what can you say? It's a matter of how fresh you can be. And when you're playing in weather like this, injuries are going to happen. We've seen it time and time again with other leagues, whether it be professional or collegiate. And unfortunately, it's just one of those unavoidables with such a high-contact sport like rugby. A sport that so happy to be in the booth for, fellas.
Yeah, I'm ecstatic about it. Something that I don't think we really thought we were going to have the opportunity to call this year. And I'm happy it came to fruition. It's been a ton of fun. Last week was, I know we only got a chance to do the one game, but I'm looking forward to another great day today.
Yeah, it's been a super interesting sport to learn.
Sure.
Definitely, always something that intrigued me was rugby, but never had the opportunity to really learn about it until we got the opportunity to do this. Looks like very slow hobble off the field.
Yeah, the same player that went down on that last injury that we observed for the Wildcats, and it looks like she should not have stayed in that matchup. Definitely slow to come off the field. We'll see how the Wildcat depth is able to hold up here tonight. I mean, that's one of those big points that you always want to look towards in rugby. Of course, when you're carrying such a large roster, there are times where things like this are just going to happen. You have to make sure that what you've got in those lower ranks is going to be able to hold true.
Well, and we see with the roster of the women's team, too, it's no reserves on the bench. It's the first 11, then we have the finishers. So I'm assuming we will see everyone come into the game, all substitutions. And, I mean, like Cash's point, they haven't played in quite some time, so conditioning is going to be an issue likely. Got to get multiple people on the field. And also, this may just be a good test for where this Wildcat team is at, too, facing a top team in the country.
Right.
Yeah, and it's not just conditioning, of running. It's conditioning of the body. You're not used to taking hits like this all the time. I mean, you can do it in practice, but it's never going to be like it is in a game. So just hope that the Wildcats don't have many more injuries.
There's a scrum there in favor of the Wildcats, still with the ball in hands. This is the new substitution, and they're going to get dragged to the ground.
Yeah, some shifty playmaking there.
Yeah, gain them a few extra meters, though, as they're going to...
We got another Wildcat down.
Oh, man. It just doesn't end right now, and looks like we're going to have a stoppage of play now to check this athlete out.
Yeah, they'll stop it right at the 18-minute mark. We're going to go ahead and send it off to a quick break. When we come back, we'll be back with you here on 88.1 The Berg and your CW Athletics live stream in about 30 seconds to a minute. 88.1 The Berg, your music central, as well as the CW Athletics live stream. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Gildersleeve here alongside Jackson Roberts and Cash Brown as we get ready for the continuation of this matchup between Lindenwood and the Lions and your Wildcats.
Scrum being formed now. Looks like it's going to be in favor of the Wildcats. They did have possession as the injury occurred.
Multiple injuries for both of these two teams coming into this one, and we're less than 19 minutes in, folks.
Yep, ball is going to be kicked back, and it looks like penalty in favor of the Wildcats, so Wildcats will get a free kick here.
Well, you can't turn that one down, Jackson.
Nope, not at all. Get
You'll
a chance to
where you can get it.
Yeah, kick it into touch, get the ball there on a line out. Look like it's flying over to us. That one's going to be out around the 33, 34-meter line is where the Wildcats will have a chance. No, they're going to say about the 42, as that's about where it crossed out into touch.
Well, one way or another, let's see if the Wildcats can keep their lucky streak going on the line out, and they do. Jessica
Postle has been really good on the line out so far. Solid throws. Now it's back into the Wildcats' possession. Just at the end of that Wildcat logo, a little bit in front of it. Now drop to the ground. Don't know if they quite were on sides there.
One way or another, didn't make an attempt for the ball, so that's good, but Wildcats get strung up a little bit here.
Yeah, they're kind of stopped there about at the 48-meter line. Trying to keep on going is the Wildcats. About forming a maul now. As they're still on their feet, strong-legged. Is this going to be dished out? Going to be on the ground. Dirty ball.
That was a rough send back, but a great play transpiring here. She's driving deep.
Got much room out in front of her. Tons of green with defenders on her.
Wow. A lot of contact on that one.
Yep, I think she goes into touch, but it's going to be Lindenwood possession.
Yeah, Lindenwood's been so good coming into this one here tonight. The Lions have just been showing out. Of course, you've got the 5-0 lead, but typically between two powerhouses like this, we'd almost expect a little bit more.
Yeah, but very great defense being played. Wildcats made some good adjustments after that first try by the Lions. Got to see if that's going to stay. There's another dirty ball. This one's going to be picked up by the Wildcats. Getting on top of it.
Oh, but it gets
prematurely.
ripped back away.
Man, I said that a little too fast. They took it right back out of their hands, but some Wildcats seem to be hyped. May have been a penalty there.
Yeah, there's a penalty called in the Wildcat favor, so we'll see what the faithful are able to do as they put it together around, say, the, 18 to 22 meter line?
Yep, about there. We saw last time they were down in this range a little bit closer to the try line. They fumbled the ball, dirty ball on the ground, and went back to the Lions.
Alrighty, well, once again, interested to see how the scrum is going to take place here. We're just about 21-10 in. We're almost halfway there to half. You know?
First or last scrum we saw, there was a penalty on Lindenwood. We'll see if they clean it up here. Ball kicked back out. Lily Thomas going to pick it up. Now driving to the right. Going to be some quick movement. They're going to try to break free, and they're going to be stopped by Lindenwood. But see if they get down to the ground, ruck form, and get it out. So now it's going to be down to about the 28-meter line. As that one, they're going to be dropped down to the floor again, this time inside their own 10-yard line, about the 12 meters. Trying to push forward. Still a lot of Lindenwood defenders. They're grouping up together to stop this Wildcat offense. Now, dirty ball on the floor, and they're going to get pummeled. Oh, my goodness.
Clobbered on that left side wing. Not what you want to see there if you are the Cats.
Yeah, so it looks like the ref there may have called a high hit.
I saw it there. That shoulder came up.
Yeah, you got to be below the shoulder line. We'll see if the Wildcats take their 3 points here or if they choose to try for the try.
Some nice wordplay there, Jackson.
It really just came to me.
You don't say.
So it looks like, I believe that is Jessica Postle who is looking to try to get this kick set. Possible 3 points for themselves. Taking a couple steps back. 1, 2, 3, and then a couple to the left. Looking to get the proper angle on the ball is Postle. She's going to kick it up, and it goes through. So 5-3 is now going to be the score. So a couple points on the board, making this just a 2-point game. Low scoring affair for the first half of the first half. Still got a lot of time left in this matchup, though. About 60 minutes, give or take. So the ball will remain in the Wildcats' possession, too. That's one of the fascinating things I've learned about rugby is you could have possession the whole entire game. You could keep on scoring, and I bet that's what we did in that game against Oregon, where we won about 103-0.
You don't say.
So 106-0.
Yeah, I don't think they really saw much action on the offensive end. They're going to get smacked as they catch the ball, but going back down to the floor, they're going to form a ruck.
Yeah, got picked right out of midair there.
Oh, and a massive hit by 2 different Lion defenders. And looks like they're going to be trying to attempt the counter ruck as the Lions, and I think they got the ball. They sure did, and they're going to be pushing forward. What a massive hit by Lindenwood. They're still trucking forward. Keep on going. Inside their own 18-meter line. Just a little bit after a little bit. It does not stop right now. This is how we saw them score last time. Open hole down the middle. They're going to try to send it through, and they get a couple more. Story of this drive for the Lions. As now I believe we have a penalty.
Yeah, they tried the pick and go right there, and the ref brought that one back quick.
Was not having it. So now it looks like they're just going to dish out to any of their open teammates, and they're ever so close to the try line. Maybe one more time. Maybe one final effort will get them in. Oh, they're so close.
They're close, but I don't think that they're quite there.
No. Wildcat defense staying stout now.
No, they got it.
They got it. They sure did. touched it down past the try line. That's another 5 points on the board as they double their score. Now 10-3 with a chance to make it 12-3.
Well, let me tell you, I mean, Lindenwood's been so good coming into this one. The one player that has really just been doing everything for them tonight is that right side tight head lock, number 5 with the red cap on. She has just been coming in, laying it down when it comes to the defensive hits. Not only that, but you can tell in the scrum positioning that she's putting a lot of power behind them.
Yeah, a lot of these on this Lindenwood roster able to just drive through the Wildcat defenders. We've seen that for the Wildcats too, though. But it's just a matter of getting momentum on your side, getting a running start. But it doesn't quite seem like the Lions need that. We saw them right there near the try line. They just got the ball into one of their players' hands. They were just driving forward easily.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a lot of gaps are being left open by the Wildcats here tonight. I mean, it's obviously a more free-flowing, kind of open style of play than what you're going to see on the men's side of things. But really, just kind of surprising the amount of space that's been left open for some of these.
And the nice thing about scoring at the try line right underneath the post is they're going to kick it right up and through with ease.
Yeah, just a really quick response to the score by the Wildcats from Lindenwood. So this has been a very the physicality aspect of things. The Wildcats are just unable to stop them through the middle right now.
They said, you guys got 3, I got 2 more for you.
Yeah.
All right, so possession will be going back into the hands of Lindenwood following their score. This time they put 7 points up on the board. Short kick by the Wildcats. Gives them very little time to react to the defense, though. Catches it, still on their feet, and they're not really going anywhere. Maybe a couple extra meters right there. A single at that. Ruck being formed. Wildcats trying to counter ruck. It's going to be a penalty. As it's going to go in favor of the Wildcats, too. They will now get back possession. Big momentum swing here as they're going to try to kick it into touch and have a chance to be even closer to the try line.
See if we see a maul here from the Wildcats.
I would love to see that. Jessica Postle is a big body as well. Dee Pascale is a big body too. So I think that we could kind of put it in their hands and make them just truck forward and give them a good push. Line out is in play now, and it's caught by the Wildcats, something they've been so good at so far this morning.
And an attempted maul for sure.
Not going anywhere,
Not successful.
Not
if anything,
successful.
going backwards.
A lot of open field in front of them. Who they're going to kick it out to. Just keep on getting to the left. Person to the left. They're going to try to get some open space here near the touch line. They're going to keep on going forward. Drop down to the ground now. Ruck is formed. Over to the Wildcats. In the middle of the field. They're going to be brought down too.
A lot of open spaces just not being taken advantage of by the Cats in this one as well.
Yeah, we see a lot of people out wide right now too that we could try to kick it out to. As now they're going to decide to go to the left side of the field. Using their shoulder, just ducking forward. Closer and closer. Where will they get to the try line? They're being stopped around the 12, 13-meter line. They've gotten close a couple times now. Can they finally finish it off? Space. This time a little bit of extra movement up front. And they're going to keep on going forward. Eventually dropped so close. Right side, and they're going to get smacked by 2 different Lions defenders. We got another injury for Lindenwood down near the try line. Wildcats are going to be on the other opposite side of the field trying to push forward. Looks like they have a chance. Are they going to touch? And they did. That's going to be a try there for your Wildcats. 5 points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what you needed on that drive. Now we'll see if the boot can go in, and we can get this within 2.
Yeah, this is a funky spot to be kicking from. Hate to see another Lindenwood or any player down with injury right now. Wildcats did take advantage of that player advantage they had, though, with 1 less player for Lindenwood. Not the way you want to score, though, typically, but we'll take 5 either way.
So, yeah, now we wait to boot.
What do you see that drive that made us finally score there, Ryan? What do you think that we did a little bit different?
Well, honestly, I mean, I think it all comes down to ball movement at the end of the day. They were making good decisions. Like I was mentioning during the drive, I feel like there were some opportunities which could have been taken that maybe were kind of left astray. But at the end, like you said, I mean, they were fighting through contact well right there at the try line, and you just can't take anything away from them when they end up with 5.
Are they going to kick this with the injured Lion down there?
Looks like that'll be the case.
We'll trust our accuracy. As that one looks like it's going to go up and through. They say it's good as the scoreboard here is
Yeah,
off.
the scoreboard is. Oh, there it is. We're so
we're
bad.
so
to
back.
life.
You're reading my
Comes
mind.
back to life.
10-12 is now the score. 2-point deficit is what the Wildcats face once again.
10 minutes remaining
Yep.
in the first half, at least.
Yes.
We're one half through the second half of the first half here from the Steve Hertling.
Brian, what?
Let me tell you, I'm still getting used to the time restrictions in Derby, though I do feel as though this might be the quickest moving 40 minutes in sports.
I was going to say, it's very fast, and that's why, honestly, last week I said we're 20 minutes through. I thought the rugby games were just, and I said we were about at halftime with 20 minutes. And these games just move very quick, and they're fast-paced.
It feels it.
It's a lot of ball movement that we even saw at one point there was an injury. Clock was still moving, too. It just seems like the clock is typically not usually stopped unless it's a big-time injury like the one that we may have right now.
With that, we're going to go ahead and send it off to a quick break. We'll be back with you in just a moment on 88.1 The Berg. On the Berg, your music central, as well as the CW Athletics live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back.
Wildcats with possession there, a little bit of bobble there. They're going to keep on stiff-arming down the field, getting tons of extra meters as now possession still in the Wildcats. Weren't turning it over there. Looked like it was for a chance. Met by a Lions defender, still pushes forward for an extra couple yards. Now going to go out to the left side. And it's going to be a dummy pass there by Lily Thomas. She's going to keep the ball, be dropped down to the floor. A little hurdle move there. As this one's going to be back out to the right side of the field. You're going to try to use that open space of the field that is available to them. Hole up the middle. They're going to break free. They're going to break free, and there's going to be a ton of room. Make a man miss, and they're going to get stopped there. Oh, and ball gets poked out. Good job by the Wildcats to retain that one, but instead it's going to be called a penalty.
Oh, and it's going to go in the favor of the Lions. Not sure what happened there, but that is brutal if you are the Wildcats.
The momentum that we had for a moment instantly goes away. Lily Thomas with a great move, breaking free down to the left side, but instead gets dropped down to the floor, and there's going to be a penalty called. It's going to be a scrum awarded to the Lions.
Yeah, just an unfortunate turn of events there for the Cats, who are looking so promising coming down. I mean, really, though, the Wildcats kind of getting carried here by a couple of key players.
Well, Lily Thomas went to the USA Nationals rugby tournament, and as well as another player on the team, but I know Lily Thomas is one of these studs on this roster. Scrum in place now. It's going to be kicked back as nope.
Yep, scrum collapsed right there.
Yeah. Well, surely it was right down the middle.
Always, Ryan.
Yeah, of course.
I think, we saw some collapsing on the side of the Wildcats, so they'll just redo this one.
Yeah, you got to stay locked. I mean,
you sure do.
It's a big deal.
Lock
really
discipline.
So we'll see it one more time, barring another penalty. It's going to be the Lions rolling it in any moment now. And they're set. Underway. This time looks like things are going smoothly, and it's going to stay that way. Back in the hands. Oh, dirty ball by the Lions. Really bad pass there. But it's going to create some open lanes as they're going to find a little bit of extra space. But, Wildcats trying to rip it away now. Instead, it's not going to happen.
Great job by Lindenwood there to stay with the ball in possession even after the rough transition there.
Sky-high kick there. Booted away to clear it. Wildcats with some space out in front of them. They're going to get stopped right about at their 48-meter line. It's going to be dished out again. That was a very slow pass, allowing Lindenwood to get there fast. Didn't lose possession, though. Still moving forward, just using their shoulder, trucking forward.
Yeah, you just got to get it down and drive, really. But the Wildcats here, they're having problems moving it forward. I mean, you can keep dishing it back out to your wings as much as you want, but they got to be able to get right back up to that line of scrimmage as I know it. But, you know.
Lily Thomas dishes it out to the right. And they got another helper behind them pushing. And now ruck formed once again. Can't quite get too much space right now, and they just keep getting dropped.
That Lindenwood ball.
Yeah, they are not letting much by. As now they got to get back on sides, but they're going to pick it up, and they're going to lose it. And it's going to be on the floor. It looks like Lindenwood's going to pick it up, and yep, they're ready to ruck and get the ball to the rest of their teammates.
Yeah, I mean, they're just doing an incredible job here.
Big body just trucks forward, man.
Just less than 6 minutes remaining, and this is the spot you want to be in if you are the Lady Lions.
Ball hits the dirt. Now it's going to keep on going, though. Took a nice bounce to them. Still in possession, though.
Stop, drop, and roll. Really,
yeah.
One of the most effective human strategies of all time, potentially.
We'll see how this works in rugby. So ball still with the Lions. Not really getting anywhere now either. The Wildcats defense looking good on this side of the field. Just got to not let anything go forward. Ball looks out, and it's going to be back into the Wildcats' hands, but no, there's going to be a penalty going in favor of the Lions.
Yeah, I think that could have been an offsides call there. There was a couple of different instances where I think Wildcat players might have, been across that line.
It looks like that's what the signal was, yeah.
So they're going to kick it into touch, get a chance to have a line out.
Exactly 5 minutes remaining in this half.
Lily Thomas trying to encourage where the spot should be on the field. They set it a couple meters back than where it probably would be.
We call that Olympic negotiation skills around here.
We see it all the time. So another line out in place now for the Lions. It's going to be Gabby Bryant throwing it in. The Lions hooker.
Whole lot of mixing up here as they go to the back row.
High throw, but able to get fingertips on it to bring it down. As now they're just getting tossed all around. Wildcats still trying to get possession back, but instead it's going to stay with the Lions on the left side of the field. They've got some space. Defender dragging on their hips, but it's not going to matter. They're going to keep pushing forward. And now they're dropped down to the ground once again, looking to gain even more space. Couldn't quite tell who the ball was going to there. Looked like it was between two Lions players, but now that one player you mentioned about, Ryan, she's still pushing forward. Now, Wildcat logo, they're going to try to clear it out.
Short kick.
Instead, it's going to be trying to be contested. Lily Thomas gets smacked trying to go up for the ball, but it's going to be back into the hands of the Wildcats going down to the ground now.
Yeah, clever staying in bounds there, but didn't necessarily give the Wildcats a whole lot of leeway.
No. As that one, they're going to get dragged down to the ground once again. Some very hard contact. Ball is on the ground. A dirty ball, and it's going to be picked up by the Lions.
Just I don't even know how to describe it. Just not great play from the Wildcats here on the ground.
Yeah, undisciplined, not being able to hold on to the ball. Possessions matter very much right now, especially if they're already getting closer and closer to scoring territory. Got open field to the left side. They've got space. They're breaking free there, but not before they get closer and closer. 12-meter line now, close to scoring.
Approaching 3 minutes remaining in the half, and it looks like the Lions have their eyes set on another try.
Yep, and they're going to
wow.
Oh, my goodness, still going. Not on the ground yet. They're still pushing forward. Like it. There's the whistle.
Wow.
And that's going to be another try. A heck of a try for the Lions, too. They kept on moving.
Unbelievable effort right there.
That must have been right at the opening to the try line, too, because that did not look from our vantage point to be deep enough in there. Of course, you do have to respect the designation of the referees here.
Yep, for sure. And that's another aspect to them scoring that try, too. That's 2 of their tries they have scored, which is right down the middle, creating an extra easy 2 points to be added to their totals. So 10-19 score if this one can be knocked through. Got some time before that. See if the Wildcats end up trying to have a defender pursue the kick. Maybe get a hand on it, try to block it. A lot less room to travel when it's straight up like this. So we'll see if the Wildcats actually do send that one person. I would not mind it. Better than having them all sit back, in my opinion.
Cam Chancellor.
Yep, exactly. Hop that line.
Yeah, you know, they made rule changes for that, didn't they? I don't know why. I always thought it was Marshawn Lynch that did that. It was the dumbest thing, in my opinion.
It's the
like,
craziest take. Not
no,
take,
exactly. It's like, why would he be on the field for a field goal block? I don't know why I ever thought that.
He probably could have.
I mean, shoot.
The madman.
I don't think that you can doubt the physical prowess of Marshawn Lynch to do anything. Quite frankly, he's slotted in as the QB1 for the Seahawks.
Yeah, for next season.
Though that is far besides the point for where we are
Yeah,
now.
I don't know how to the Seahawks, but
Well, one way or another, Jackson was talking about blocking kicks. I was thinking about Cam Chancellor, and then I was thinking about Marshawn Lynch. And now I'm thinking about Earl Thomas.
The poverty franchise you guys are stuck in now is what you're thinking about.
Okay, well,
okay.
Okay.
Let's zip it, cheesehead.
Yeah, you guys don't even have an owner.
I'm the owner.
Okay.
Very poor kick there by the Wildcats. Does not create too much distance between as much distance as one would hope for the Lions and their try line. About 20, 30 meters closer than you would expect them to be.
About 45 seconds away from what would be halftime with no added time.
Clock is moving as it looks like we're going to see a scrum too. So
Yep. Ball didn't go 10 yards, so Lindenwood will choose the scrum here.
they got to work quick though. We know that the clock is going to keep on running if Lindenwood has advantage. But we'll see if they get close enough to the try line to earn that advantage. As they're getting ready to lock, there it is. Scrum underway now, ball being moved across, and now back over to the scrum half. Going to dish it out to the left. Open space. Oh my goodness. Made a Wildcat defender miss. Just whiffed on him as now they still have about what would be no seconds left, but they're making Wildcats now get the ball too.
And that's going to be it for the first half of action. So, hey, one way or another, the Wildcats and the Lions putting on one heck of a matchup here tonight from Steve Hertling Field at Tomlinson Stadium. We are going to be back with you in just a moment as we go through halftime. When we come back, we'll have that second half of action for you here from Ellensburg. 88 Wunderberg, your Music Central, as well as the CW Athletics live stream. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half of action between Lindenwood and Central Washington. We are in.
Lindenwood is going to start with possession this half as they start the half with a 19-10 lead as well. Done by 3 tries by them, as that one's going to be pushed forward by Lindenwood, but good defense to start this half by the Wildcats. Got to get back on side, and it does not seem that they did. So it's going to be a chance for the Lions to kick the ball down the field, get it into touch.
You know, a 10-minute halftime for 40-minute halves has got to be kind of brutal.
Not much time to rest.
No, not at all. None at all, really.
Yeah, because it's a strict 10 minutes, too. You get,
Yeah.
once that buzzer rings, it's time to get going again. They're going to kick it out, going to have possession around the 45-meter line, maybe about. Once again, is going to be Gabby Bryant responsible for the line out. They're going to look to dish it to one of their teammates. High up in the air, Wildcats trying to make an effort to deflect it. Can't do so. Good pitch out to the strong side. They're going to keep on moving, but they're going to get stopped. Ruck is formed now, going to keep it moving to the right side of the field. They're going to punt it away. Going to be into the hands of the Wildcats. Good grab there. And they're going to keep on pushing forward, too, after the catch. Round to the 45 meters. Kick it out to the right side. Low throw. Good grab there. Good job to maintain the ball as well, not lose it. Still looking to do more of the same. Wildcats did a good job of kind of trucking through defenders. Couldn't quite find too much open space to run, though, as that one's going to be a dirty ball, and there's going to be a penalty in favor of the Wildcats. So possession will stay in their hands. What did you guys see the first half that you guys think that we need to bring into the second half or maybe even change? Cash, we'll start with you.
Absolutely, just better ball possession.
Yeah.
And, again, I've said it a couple times already, but, it's been 4.5 months since they've played. There's going to be those mistakes, but hopefully after a half of play, we've kind of settled in. We definitely saw the turnovers start to lessen as the half came to a close. So as long as we can just keep possession and keep winning sort of physically up the middle like we were able to do on that try and sort of keep Lindenwood from overpowering us, which they're definitely capable of doing as they've shown, I think we could be good. But there's another dropped ball there from the Wildcats.
A case of what you said right
Exactly.
there. And that's something I thought we were doing a good job of to start this half so far until that moment. We're getting passes off while we're moving, too. We're not stagnant. We're not sitting there just dishing it back to the next teammate. We're moving with the ball and able to get fluid passes. Ryan, what do you want to see?
Yeah, I mean, it all goes back to what I spoke on a good bit during the first half. I just think ball selection, when you're going to offload, when you're going to pass. And really, I want to see a little bit more innovation by the Wildcats, if you guys know what I mean. I mean, I want to see foot passes forward. I want to see good passing. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't always have to be uniform right down the line to the furthest possible wing,
Yeah.
And if it is going to be that way, get a little bit more aggressive with when you're on the catch. I mean, if you're going to be on the same plane as whoever it is that's dishing it to you, be there. Don't be 2 or 3 steps behind, because that's what's really hurting the Wildcats.
And it feels like the Wildcats are getting very obvious what they're doing, too, as we see them make a good defensive effort right there. Maybe try a little bit like some dummy passes or something.
Yeah.
Just try to fake out the defenses. They're going to break free up the middle for a few meters. Wildcats going to try to get on the ball and try to counter ruck, but it's not going to work.
I also want to see better defense right up the middle of the field. I mean, they've
Yep.
got the wings secured all night long, but that straight up the middle zone has just been awful.
You're such a hard game on your body. It's just very tough to stay healthy in this sport, I feel like, too, for a consistent period of time. But shout out to all these D1 rugby athletes. They are take one hit, and I'm probably losing my breath, and I'm sitting on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, you put us in a scrum, and we're going to be collapsing like the Roman Empire. It's just not. It's not going to work.
I'll be the fullback. I'll catch the clears. And that's about where it stops for me. I can play punt returner in little peewee football. But
Hey, shout out to, it looks like Oliver Durson on the sideline,
Hey.
who's not playing today for the men's team, but here to support nonetheless.
So scrum awarded to the Lions. They're getting some passes off while moving, and they're keeping the momentum of those legs churning. They're going to be dropped now about the 48-meter line. Kick it back out. And trying to defend the middle a little bit better now is the Wildcats. Going to get a strong leg tackle there. They're going to keep going to the right side of the field. They see something on that side of the field that we don't know. It was a mean tackle at the legs and saw her fling back. My goodness, that one had to hurt us. This is another fake. That was a dummy pass, and now they're going to
Oh,
keep going up
my.
the middle. Strong legs once again. Just keep on moving. It's like a freight train through there.
It really is.
As that one's going to be caught with Wildcat defenders all over her, and she's going to be dragged down. Almost got a hand on it was the Wildcats, but a strong pass. This one they're going to try to the grubber kick. They're going to try to get up. Oh, no, I thought there was going to be a Lions player there to receive that pass, but instead they're going to be dropped to the ground as the Wildcats by the Lions. Now, with it going up the middle is the Wildcats. And they're going to be quickly stopped. 2 Lions defenders there to be in that space. It looks like they're going to try a chance to clear it out is the Wildcats, but it's really not going anywhere.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is just a sloppy little bit of play that we've seen the last minute and a half, I'd say.
Well, and it's tough because obviously this is our first game that we're seeing live of this team, but we're also playing one of the better teams in the country, too.
Yeah. Yeah, we heard a little bit. Be mine again, baby, from the corner of the booth here.
Just trying to see if the delay, or I guess ahead, has been remedied here. We apologize in the first half. It looks like our commentary may have been slightly ahead of the game, so no surprises for anybody watching.
I see all, as this one's going to be brought in once again.
Oh, picked up by the Wildcats.
Yep. Wildcats doing a good job on the line now, so whether it's the defensive end of it or the offensive end too, as they're able to get that one to be turned over by the Lions. Wildcats with the ball in their hands. Ruck Foreman going to kick it back out. This time it's going to be a much better clear line drive type of boot. As this is going to be picked up by the left winger. He's going to keep running. Oh my goodness, dummy pass, and they kept on moving.
Oh, and that was the last line of defense for the Wildcats making that tackle there.
That might have been the fastest we've seen someone moving all day. And here's another contention for that as they're moving up the right side of the field, dragged down by the Wildcats about at the 20-meter line, inching closer and closer to that try line. They've done so good at getting there tonight, or this morning, has now dropped to the floor once again. Going to get it to another one, and they're going to be running up the middle.
Wow.
What a pass!
Unreal offload. Down, trying to get out of the way.
Oh, no. And this looks like they're going to reach the try line. If they're not there, they are very close, and no signal yet. None that we can tell, as it looks like. Are they short? Nothing's indicated on the scoreboard. The Wildcats find a chance to turn that over. It doesn't quite seem like it.
I saw some clapping down there. It looks like maybe the Wildcats were awarded a penalty.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it was, because that's what I was looking at too, Cash. There's a couple of Wildcat players seem to be ecstatic with what the referee called, and they're going to have it right in front of the try line.
Yep, goal line kick here, unless it's a scrum. Not sure yet what the call is, but a Wildcat was down between the uprights. Had to scoot out of the way. So the injuries really piling up here for Central. It's just been really rough to watch.
Yeah, and luckily we've got so many players on this Wildcat bench, but we imagined that we were going to see them at the latter half of this game. But some of those women had to come in early. And got to imagine some of these Wildcat players are gassed. Still waiting for some indication from the referees on what the call exactly is going to be. I'll tell you what, if it's regardless of what the call is, the Wildcats are backed up in their own area.
Yeah.
Got to imagine they're going to try to clear it out of the back of their try.
Looks like a goal line drop kick here for the Wildcats. So a huge break for Central here as they were, Lindenwood was knocking on the door.
Lindenwood's going to have the ball once again, have a chance to try to break through that try line one more time, but they've got a little bit more work to do to get there. Wildcats looking to remain stout on the defensive end. A horrible pass, very low, skips across the dirt. Still able to be retained by the Lions, though. Doing a good job of picking up those loose balls, as the Wildcats may have gotten a little bit aggressive there on that ruck.
Yeah.
Prematurely jumped over them.
Bit aggressive on the jackal there. Just not going to fly for this ref.
Attempted to try to get the ball back into the possession of the Wildcats, but instead looks like it's going to be a scrum in favor of the Lindenwood Lions here. They have looked very amazing today. All game, really. Defensively they've looked good, only allowing 10 points so far. Their offense has looked good, being able to get up the middle, still being able to get some stuff on the outside too. Just outmatching the Wildcats right now, but there's still about 30 minutes left in this match.
Looks like the scrum may have been awarded to Central.
To Central, okay.
Interesting.
Yep, it's going to go in Central's way. Ball's kicked back to Lily Thomas, and now ball's going to be in the hands of the Wildcats still, looking with a quick jump cut right there, gets a few extra meters, and now they're going to be dropped to the ground once again, now to the left side, trying to push through the Lindenwood defense, and that's exactly what they are doing. Strong offense here by the Wildcats has got to be the name of the game. Instead, they're going to be clearing it out, playing the field possession game.
Oh, great job by the Lindenwood line on the receiving the ball there.
Toe
Staying
drag
in
swag.
line.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, Cash. Right on the touchline. Oh, and it's going to be kicked around, and it looks like there's going to be a penalty instead to stop this play.
Almost got real exciting there for a brief moment.
Can't see in which way that the referee is pointing advantage will go for this penalty. I will say the referees this week, their jerseys match the Wildcats ever so slightly.
I was just going to say that. It's not, I mean, you usually see them in
I think
bright
last
neon
year
yellow.
was light green.
Yeah.
But this time they got the pink that kind of matches with the Wildcat red.
Yeah, it's close, at least from up here.
All right, so
Scrum awarded to the Wildcats.
So 2 scrums in a row. Wildcats will get it again, but this time looks like a little prematurely got out of position there on the scrum.
Happens, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just not doing it with the phone right now.
Yeah.
Put it away.
The subtlety. I'm trying to see if the
Bro's trying to catch a
delay's
show on Netflix.
You're
right
grounded,
now.
Cash. All right, scrum awarded to the Wildcats. See if this one goes smoothly. It's looking like it. Kicked around over to Lily Thomas. She's going to kick it out to the right. Oh, a quick little end around there for the Wildcats. Going to try to find some open space. Stiff arming through the defense, just trucking forward. Oh my gosh, get off me! And they're still going. Eventually drop down. Going to try to get in the counter ruck is the Lions, but instead Wildcats get there faster. Now going to try to go up the middle. Just push it through the middle, and instead they're going to be dropped down. Kicking the ball forward, and now it's going to be into the Lions' hands. Just poorly done ruck right there by the Wildcats. Could not get formed. As now, another penalty. As they're going to come discuss this with the touch judge.
The touch judge. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Touch official, I believe, is what it's called.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure what the call is. As official rules analyst, I'm quite lost here.
Yeah. Well, what's the touch trooper saying?
The touch trooper is he's sitting there and he has not moved.
Awarded to the Wildcats.
There we go. So there we go. Another scrum is going to be awarded to the Wildcats. That is 3 in the last 2 minutes.
Good call from the touch trooper.
That's a crazy. So we'll see when these players are going to be set.
Fresh off the jurisdiction from the touch troubadour.
We'll get the proper terminology
Yeah.
at some point.
Lily Thomas looking to drop this one underneath the scrum. Going to roll it directly down the middle.
Oh, yeah. Clean as a whistle on that one.
Actually,
Actually, looks a little bit more clean than we'd like it to be.
Certainly.
Oh,
and
but
it
they're
looks
gonna
like
call
awarded to Lindenwood. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
penalty going to go in favor of the Lions. Their possession will be switched over to that side now, still on their side of the field. So got to make a push to get on the Wildcats' end to try to score.
Jackson, you were correct.
No
It is
wa-
touch judge. Good call.
Hey,
Good
Isn't
call.
that something?
rugby enthusiast. Which actually, I'm not lying, but
Synonym here says touch trooper.
I'll believe it. So another scrum. This time it's going to go in favor of the Lindenwood Lions. 10-19 is the score with about 16 minutes left to play in this match. Nope, my bad, 26 minutes. As here comes the scrum ball. It looks like about the same situation that just happened with the Wildcats, but instead they're going to be able to get it out. Now, bobbled pass there is going to result in a big hit from the Wildcats, but they stay on their feet. Now going to the outside, couple passes. Keeping going is the Lions. Now they dish it up into the open man, but they're going to get stopped by the Wildcats once again. Strong tackle right there after a few meters are gained.
Big tackle there from the Wildcats. There's nothing but space behind that line.
Quick passes. Seems like the Lions don't even think about their passes. They just do it. Not much thought behind it, as this one's going to be cleared. High sweeping kick. As this one's going to be booted, and it's going to take a good bounce. Got to watch out for the Lion defenders behind them as they have a chance to grab it. As looks like the Wildcats do a good job of jumping on top of that one. Very scared. No, they don't! And they're going to break free, and that's going to be a try. Oh, man. Catastrophe there for the Wildcats on the clear out. Got to get there as fast as possible. Jump on that ball. Do not let the Lions get a chance to get it. What did they do? Lions went right towards it, ripped it out of their hands, and ran to the try line.
Yeah, I mean, the Wildcats pleading their case to the official here, not liking what just happened there. I couldn't quite see what happened.
It seemed like I blinked, and the next thing you know, they had the ball, and they're running.
Yeah, some issue
communication
there
issue between the two.
Some issue on the ruck there.
Yeah, between the fullback and the left wing. Just couldn't quite figure out what was occurring there. And now not only are 5 more points on the board for the Lions, they're going to get a chance at 2 more and possession once again. That is the hard part about rugby. You've got to – I mean, it's just so hard to gain momentum back on your side after you see them score on you, and then they still have the ball. And you're sitting here with 10 points down 14 with a chance to be 16.
Yeah, one mistake. I mean, that's all it took, and Lindenwood capitalized. So props to the Lions on that one.
Audio should be all good for you guys now. Should be all synced up. I'm not ahead of the play, so we should be all good for the last 24 minutes of this. So, kick going to be up, and it looks like it's going to be good if it has the distance. Did it go through? Did it go through?
Appears as though it did not.
They're going to say no.
So the second botched kick of the game for the Lindenwood Lions.
Well, and that's, like I said, their previous 2 tries have been right down the middle. This one forcing them to kick it at a bit of an odd angle from the right side. Up 14 points now. Wildcats, if they want to get back into this, they're going to need strong defense and 2 tries and conversions with both. So Wildcats getting ready to kick the ball away now over to the Lindenwood Lions. They got a good catch there, almost some communication issues. They're going to keep pushing forward. Strong tackle by the Wildcats, at least strong contact. Can't get them down after a few extra meters gained. Ruck being formed, looking to grab the ball as the Lions. Firm pass over to the back defender. That one's going to be dropped. Dirty ball is who's going to have it. Instead, it's going to be a penalty in favor of the Wildcats.
In desperate need of a try here. I mean, the Wildcats have to get back into this game.
It's not quite desperation time just yet, but I mean, you're verging closer and closer to that time. So, scrum awarded to the Wildcats now. Waiting for them to be set.
Crickets in the booth.
Yeah.
Look at those trees over there, guys.
Yeah, hey, no
Very
kidding.
good. What's the weather report today, Cash?
Well,
Yeah, I don't know. We should have had this
bang.
yeah, I might not be the man for the job right now. Currently in Ellensburg, according to the Apple weather app, it is 51 degrees.
Oh, what's our high looking like, Cash?
Looks like it'll be a high of 56 and a low of 34 tonight with a chance of slight precipitation.
There's a chance of a try here at the end of this possession, too.
Hopefully.
Incredible transition.
I actually saw that in the forecast.
So, scrum being set now. We'll see if this one's going to be good to go. We've seen a few be called off early. This one a good pass, firm pass up the middle, and they're going to be driving forward, but it was a almost forward pass it looked like, but it was just put in the perfect spot. Wildcats looking to form the ruck.
Yeah, you know, that forward momentum was just so good that wherever you threw it, they were going to make it happen.
Yeah, as they're going to keep on pushing forward. Big bodies all up in front. Now dished out to another Wildcat member. Got some room on the outside, but the defenders are there to stop them. Exactly the case right there.
Those hard hits to the side of the ribs have to shake you up.
And they seem like you don't even know they're coming either. You're running forward, and they just come at you and clobber you. Penalty now. It's going to go in favor of the Cats. As we have another injury, man.
Oh, and this could be a rough one for Lindenwoods if she needs to come out, because this has been a power player all game long.
And it already looks like that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
See a member trotting out from the Lindenwood bench. Hate to see all these injuries occur today. Wildcats with a couple of their own, and now Lindenwood. Good thing they're back up, and they strike a little pose with the little gymnastics finishing pose at the end of your.
I didn't realize Simone Biles was on
yeah.
the pitch tonight. Isn't that something?
Finished her routine, and she says, "I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Check me back in 5 minutes."
Yeah, put me in, coach.
Yep, that was Genele Fafita for Lindenwood, who gets off the field under her own power. Good to see.
Yep.
Get her on Dancing with the
a
Stars.
little a little swagger.
Yeah.
I could say.
Just giving a little indication to her team that I am all good. No need to worry. I'll be back in a moment. So, yet another scrum being awarded. Wildcats with a couple of penalties early on in their scrums. We'll see if they can clean up that action here.
Just over 20 minutes remaining to make something happen.
See if Wildcats can get 14 points up on the board in that 20 minutes, and yet another stall in the try. In the scrum. Has been a stall in tries right now, too. We got to get down a little bit closer. I want to see a maul form down close to the try line, too. I feel like that'd be a good way we can score. Jessica Postle, I think, could be a good candidate to catch that ball and keep on moving forward. So, getting set now. Lily Thomas, once again, looking to roll the ball as center as possible as we kick back to the Wildcats. Lindenwood defenders all out in front, looking to stop the Wildcat offense as they're going to be stopped once again. Ruck is forming. Lindenwood getting on side, where they do a good job of jumping right back to the Wildcat offense. Going to stop them once again. See if we get some quick ball movement. Wildcat, I want to see them kind of get moving forward. Not much space. Lindenwood Lions are not giving them anything in front of them. That one looked almost bobbled. As still pushing forward with some help of their teammates. A little push at the back end of the play there. Drop to the ground once again, just really not going anywhere right now. Now we'll try the left side of the field. A little bit extra space, more than it was up the center. Now try the other side. I'm going to go back to the right side of the field now, a little bit more centered with the try line. Still not going anywhere. We've been stuck at about the 20-meter line for quite some time now. Now a little bit of movement, some legs churning, stiff arm forward, keep on pushing.
And
dropped again.
Jackson, going back to another one of your lines, it's like it's kind of the opposite. Well, you'll see basketball as a game of runs. This is more a game of stalls and who's going to break them first.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Ryan. It looks like body down on the floor, not injured. That's good to see, but they're going to be getting closer and closer to that try line inside their own 10 meters. Ever so closely now. This could be a big one if they're able to finish it off. We saw them have struggles in their scoring area earlier. Can we get past those struggles? Stopped once again. Wildcat player down on the field, limping. Can't put much pressure on their right ankle, but we're going to be trying to get the try anyways, as looks like they're going to be trying to go to the right side of the field. And they're going to be trying to get in for the try right there. I don't know if they did. Just about there, and they sure do. That's going to be another 5 points on the board for your Wildcats.
Hey, one way or another, if they can keep punching it in, they've got just enough time to make a victory out of this match.
Well,
good pick and go there.
Yeah, they called penalty, looked like maybe advantage for the Wildcats, I believe, and I thought the play was blown dead for a second. Looked like they were running over to check on their injured teammate. Instead, ran to that side of the field. Didn't matter that she was there, still able to truck it home for the try. 9-point deficit now for your Wildcats.
Yeah, big kick here to make this a try and a conversion game. If not, you're going to have to do a little bit more here in the latter half of this game.
Going to have to lay it down at the spot of where we scored.
Yeah, so this is a huge kick here for the Wildcats.
Game-changing if we can, or if we miss this, it's really game-changing.
Yeah,
going
absolutely.
in favor of Lindenwood.
Yeah.
17 minutes left to go on the clock. Clock does not stop for the conversions either, so definitely got to, for the Wildcats, not take your time right now. You got to kind of hustle.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to send somebody out to contest this one as well.
Put some extra pressure on the Wildcats. 1-2 steps back, 3 to the left. As we look for the conversion to go. It's up. It is going to be wide right. Had the distance, just does not have the accuracy, and that one stings, folks.
Just a bit outside.
As we got baseball right out in front of us.
Hey, that we do. That we do. I bet you're hearing the same call on that stream as well. No, they're not playing yet.
I was going to say, if you guys are looking to hear a voice on the baseball stream, quick shameless plug, Ryan and I will be on the calls for this next quarter.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Missing some baseball action.
Got to see who the best out the pen is. You have no...
Ryan Gildersleeve.
Oh, let me tell you. Walk-on tryouts. You've never seen a sidearm release like this. Get ready to hear if my knee didn't go out back in 42.
And that's going to be muffed by the Wildcats. Hits off the shins and then goes over to the possession of the Lions. Man, just a complete blunder there. There's a line drive kick, perfectly kicked into a very funky spot. Left the Wildcats have to field like a weird ground ball there if we're going on some baseball analogies. And it took a funny hop, bounced off the shins of the Wildcats. So we'll have ourselves yet another scrum. This one should be in favor of the Lions. As it looks like scrum is being set. And the ball is rolling. So, going to be kicked back to the fly half. No, it's going to be up. And they're just going to take it immediately, and they're going to run forward. Already almost down to their try line. Big run there from the Lions. They're just going to keep pushing the middle, and that has been an issue of the Wildcats all day. The defense has not been able to stand the strength of the Lions, and they're going to call a try. Man, so yet another 5 points on the board, make that 29-15. So when the Wildcats finally get one on the board, the Lions are there to do just the same.
Yeah, just mistakes have just been the name of the game here for the Wildcats so far. I mean, you talk about the turnovers in really unideal spots, and they've been quite frequent. Lindenwood been able to capitalize off of that.
Way more frequent than you would want it to be to win this game, too. I mean, they're also scoring right up the middle. That's something the Wildcats seem. They use their versatility to get out to the outer edge and then maybe push through the try line. They are just running straight up the middle. They got a bunch of big players that are able to just truck through the Wildcats' defense, can't quite match their strength, and it's resulting in 5 points, maybe even 7 every single time.
Yeah, it's just not necessarily the ideal spot to be in, to say the very least. 2 tries away from even a tie here.
And I'll tell you what, I think as that one goes up for the conversion to make it 31-15, I think that missed conversion for the Wildcats may have just taken any breath that we had for a chance to win this game. I think it has ripped it right away. And the Wildcats, I mean, obviously you want to play hard until that final buzzer rings, but you can tell that that one stung big. And I said it stings, but just imagine how it feels to these players that are out there giving it their all.
Yeah, and I mean, the defense of the Lions today has just been so stout. They've been flowing well with the ball, not allowing the Wildcats to get their wingers involved, and they've kept this game in the middle of the field where they've certainly been the more physical team. That had to have been the game plan from the Lions, was to keep this one in the middle, and they've been doing a good job of that. Yeah,
and with 12 and a half left, I think that I'm right there with you, Cash. They've just done such a great job as we're just watching the knife go through butter right now.
I don't know why the ball hasn't been in her hands most of the game. She went through everyone.
Jeez.
Wildcats trying to maintain strong defense, but it's going to be poked out into the Wildcats' hands, but it's going to be a penalty in favor of the Lions. Anytime it seems like we get anything to go right for us, it just swings back in the other direction.
Yeah, the official did not like that.
So they're going to have a chance to kick this one away into touch. Touch judge says it goes out at about the 27-meter line.
Yeah, they're trying it. They're trying it. One way or another, interested to see what's going to happen here.
Assume a line out.
You think? I don't know.
I am line outing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see what we got going on here. I think that Lindenwood and Central kind of split right down the middle, both of their tries for lineouts. So, yeah. I mean, I don't think that you see a whole lot of crazy going on here, but always an interesting set.
Smooth line out there for the Lions. This time it was Freda Tafuna tossing it in. Some room out in front of them. They're just trucking, running over people. Oh, my goodness, and they're still going down near their try line inside the 10 as they're going to kick it out Got a chance for some open woman on the outer edge, and guess what? That's a try. Another 5 points on the board for the Lindenwood Lions as they are showing out here at Steve Hurdling Field.
Yep, Central just kind of overcommitting to the center there. I mean, and you can't blame them because that's been where the knife's been all game, but finally able to get the wingers involved were the Lions, and pretty much untouched in for the try. Just good movement by the Lions. They just looked like the better team here today. I mean, that's the bottom line.
I mean, I think it comes down to poor defense from the Wildcat side, but at the same time, it's one of those deals where it's like, how much can you really blame them? I mean,
it's been 4.5 months since they played.
First game of this leg of the season. Like you said, 4.5 months since they last played. I don't think you can really hold it against them. And to be playing a team of a stature like Lindenwood and to hold them within 40 points, at least up until now, it's a solid situation to find yourself in.
Yeah, I mean, 4.5 months is a lot of sports entire off season. I mean, it's basically a new season for the Lady Cats. So it's been unfortunate. Clearly, they aren't up to the conditioning physically.
Right.
And you get those daggers, those late tries by the Lions, and the Wildcats just look kind of out of this game at this point.
Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, now you've got less than 10 minutes remaining in this first matchup of the spring set. I think that Coach Ramirez is going to have a lot to talk about with his team, and at the end of the day, I don't think that there's a whole lot of bad that you pull from this. It's a whole lot of places where it's, okay, we can build here, we can build here. I think that, the selection and when you're going to be getting rid of the ball, it looks a lot better in this matchup. And so, we'll have to see where the Wildcats are able to build some strength before we see them come back to face off against BYU on, I believe, the 29th of this month.
And I want them to take these final 10 minutes. Don't just play freely. Still play like it's 0-0. You can take away certain things from this game, from these final 10 minutes that you can use to benefit yourself the rest of the season. What a offload. She was falling to the ground one-handed, just gets rid of it. Man, that was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'll tell you this much. If you're looking for a team to watch to get into rugby, this Lindenwood women's squad is incredible.
They are good. They break tackles. They're able to break out in open space, use their speed to get to score. I mean, man.
Well, they use their pieces in a way that Central could only hope. Look at this.
I know. That
absolute brutality.
And they do not go down. Keep on churning forward. Wildcats don't know what to do with her. Going to be kicked out to the right side once again.
And now just booted. Oh, and that's going to miss the hands. Then it's going to get dropped again. Dirty ball on a couple of occasions.
Tried the grubber kick up there.
Now approaching 8 minutes remaining. And isn't this something, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, just really the mecca hotspot of Ellensburg sports going on here at Steve Hurdling.
It really is. I mean, things are getting into full spring. Full swing here.
Isn't that something?
We're almost there.
Something? Full spring, he says. Full spring.
I mean, hey, we are also doing that.
I hear the birds are chirping.
I did too. I heard them this morning, and I thought it's going to be a good day for a doubleheader of rugby.
I heard your weather report, and I thought it was almost spring.
Yeah, well, Jackson, I mean, the problem with that is the weather report called for tries. It didn't call for tries only on the Lindenwood side of things.
We've seen a few for the Wildcats, but obviously we're hoping for a little bit more on the offensive end. And instead, it's been not quite a blowout, but it's been easy to tell who has been the more well-rounded team for this matchup. That one's a horrible pass as we're seeing bodies hit the floor even without the ball.
Yeah, I mean, there's just the anticipation from Lindenwood is levels above the Wildcats' ability to make offensive moves here.
That one's a pass just bobbled and dropped. Got to hang on to that one. That was a smooth pass right into the hands, a little bit low, but can't hold on to it. Wildcats pushing forward now. Time for the ruck.
Yeah, you got to think with all the injuries the Wildcats have had too. I mean, a lot of these girls have been in the entire game. Yep. I mean, the conditioning aspect. And again, I mean, I'll bring it up again. 4.5 months since the last time they played. You really can't hold this against them too much.
No, you really can't.
The Lions are, they've been playing. Obviously coming off that tough loss to Life, so they had a lot of fire in them too. So both these teams coming off losses to Life, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe as though that's the only loss of the season for Lindenwood coming in that last matchup that they had. It's just, I mean, Life is,
that might be the Duke of.
I was going to say
the Thanos of rugby.
So line out once again. Wildcats almost got a hand on it. but instead it's going to stay with the Lions. They're going to dish it out to the wide side of the field, and they're just going to keep on pushing forward. Their players are just bigger right now, stronger, harder effort, as that one's going to be ditched out right side.
Less than 6 minutes remain.
Catch there by the fullback. They're going to try to make some moves, make anyone miss. Not going to be the case, though. They're going to be dragged down to the floor quick. Ruck, I want to see some dummy passes here. Instead, we're going to see a drop pass. Wildcats still hold on to it, it seems like, though. But they're just going backwards, not in the direction they want to go. Pushing forward now. A lot of meters there for the Wildcats. They're dropped down to the floor. Lions going to get back onside. They're going to kick it, but it's blocked. Wildcats retain it, though, as they're going to get tackled, but still hold on to the ball. Looking for anywhere to go. Lindenwood is just everywhere defensively. This one's caught by Lily Thomas. She's trying to break a tackle, and she drops the ball.
Yeah, that's going to be a knock-on right there, I think, unless she stepped out.
I believe it should be a knock-on, yeah.
Looks like she may have stepped out of bounds. This might be a line out here.
All right.
Went into touch.
Says the touch judge. So now they're going to have themselves a line out where they've been also successful. They've only had one little blunder where it went to the Wildcats, as Freda Tafuna is ready to line this one out. 5 minutes remain in this matchup. Wildcats almost got a hand on that one, too. These last two lineouts defensively have looked good, just can't quite get the ball in their hands as they're just spinning forward. Kicking out to the short side of the field. Dropped once again, but now it's going to be ditched over right to the Wildcats. Good job by the Cats to get that defensively. Now they're about to fall to the ground, too. They're going to have to form a ruck here to get the ball into the hands of the next player. Over to the right side, and Lindenwood is just pouncing on the Wildcats. Offensive players, just nowhere to go, especially this late, too. They're giving their 100% full game. Tried the dummy pass there, didn't quite avail to anything, as it's going to be a penalty in favor of the Wildcats. Cash, what do you see there?
I'm not quite sure.
I was going to say, I didn't see much.
I didn't see a whole lot of anything. I mean, it goes to the Wildcats, but yeah, I'm not quite sure. There's a whole lot of very niche penalties in rugby.
Well, let a real expert explain to you what we saw there. I don't know how we get in contact with them, but, someone will come in and explain it.
I thought you were about to be the expert, is how you introduced that.
You see that?
And I said, well, please, Ryan, go ahead and tell us exactly what that was.
Somebody at home appreciated that. But it doesn't have to be somebody in this booth, quite frankly. Yeah, more
rugby. Lindenwood's still with the ball in their hand. Clock is just ticking down, still leading this game 36-15, 21-point lead for the Lions. As they're just, oh my goodness, what a strong stiff arm push through. They just use their shoulder to go through them there.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's
truly.
Just pure strength.
It's a 25-yard push, or 25-meter push.
So Ruck being formed once again, going to go to the short half of the field is Lindenwood. What a pass!
Oh my!
And they're going to get it off. That one looked very O'Driscoll-like.
Shades
indeed.
So that's going to be another 5 points for the Lindenwood Lions.
That was unbelievable.
That was an unbelievable pass. Oh my goodness.
What an offload.
The little wraparound.
Oh, that was
Oh my goodness.
I mean, like you said, it was O'Driscoll-esque.
That was a mean pass. I don't think anyone saw that coming.
Yeah, that was wild, man. I haven't seen a pass like that since Portia Woodman. It's just insane to see this kind of action taking place on Steve Hertling Field at Tomlinson Stadium. It truly is.
So they're going to have another conversion for the Lions as they're looking to make the score 43-15 as I wipe away my tears.
Why are you crying, Jackson?
43-15, Ryan. It says it all.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, really. Realistically, I mean, in that play right there is just.
You're not avoiding.
No,
that was MVP level maneuvering.
Just unbelievable. Just a great offload. Found the gap, and that's not to say Central hasn't been good at maintaining the big explosive plays today. It's been a defensive battle. They've just been losing the game of meters.
Yeah.
But that right there, I mean, just showing off all the tricks that the Lions have up their sleeve. And this one just really running away from the Wildcats in the latter half of this second half.
Well, and you want to talk about, doing something behind your opponent's back. That was a legitimate reach behind the back, flipped up.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It was impeccable. It really was. And I would like to see more of that, quite frankly.
Ryan, you made a good point. Obviously, I've been falling in love with the game of rugby through our Wildcats, but man, if you're trying to watch a very great team with some flashy plays, Lindenwood's showed it already with their strength and their speed and also their flashiness. It just seems like they've got the real package and a great team here, a great season ahead of them as I look forward to seeing the Wildcats maybe match up to them in future games.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see, a life Lindenwood rematch in the championship game.
Yeah, I mean, it very well could end up being that way.
And just like that, ball stays with the Lions, and they're just putting it to the Wildcats. Gas pedal is down. They are not lifting.
Now heading on that right side.
Yeah, stopped once again to the Wildcats trying to stop them as fast as possible, but it's really not working. They're breaking tackles, they're getting meters.
And it might be a late observation, but Lindenwood just does such a great job of setting the line when they go down.
Yep, I agree.
So instant.
And also defensively, too, when the Wildcats form a ruck, they're instantly on the Wildcats, too.
Yeah.
So both sides
you got to
of
watch
the ruck,
this.
Yep.
As they're going to try to break it outside.
Yep. Oh!
They
Another
kind of fumbled it.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's going to go in favor of the Wildcats.
And that is 80 minutes.
Yeah, so this will likely be the game. The Wildcats will probably get one more chance with the ball. If they can't do anything with it, game is probably going to be called. But we also do have an injured member of the Cats on the floor right now.
That we do. We're a second past 80, so technically,
I think that this game should
I think they should call it.
I mean, and especially in a game like you hate to see another injury in a game that was just clearly over. I mean, in a second pass, the full minute mark is just very unfortunate. The Wildcats have had terrible, terrible luck today with the injuries.
Yeah.
So I hope all these girls are okay.
Yeah, and hopefully they're healthy by our next matchup, too. Hate to see so many injuries take place, especially over the course of one game, too. It feels like this is something that you'd see this number of injuries throughout the season, but
yeah, I mean, we want everybody healthy as possible because the next matchup for your Wildcats takes place a week from today against Life in Marietta, Georgia. So a rough matchup going into it if you are fully healthy, let alone if you're suffering through some key injuries. I mean, we just like we've echoed, not something that you want to see, especially in the final seconds of a matchup like this.
The bright side about playing these two great teams in front of us, though, is that iron sharpens iron, really. We're playing two amazing teams. We can learn a lot from these two programs. So we're seeing how maybe we should try to make an emphasis on running up the middle a little bit. That's something that this team has done so good. Maybe better offload passes, just better decision-making in general. So a lot of takeaways you can have from this game, and that's sometimes the best things you can take away from a blowout, as the Wildcats aren't going to be able to get the ball.
Another scrum gets blown up by Lindenwood.
And Lily Thomas got her ankle stepped on. She looked like she was she's definitely a little bit treating that ankle gingerly, but not the end of the world. They're going to keep it going now as that one's bobbled. Wildcats going to keep on going forward. They're going to get met hard. As they're trying to get the counter ruck is the Lions, but instead Lily Thomas now going to dish it outside. As they're just going to get tripped up.
Just getting punished out here.
And this is a rough look for the Cats in their final drive as they're going to lose it again, and that should do it.
They should call this game.
Yeah.
I don't want to see another injury.
No, we've seen so much. I'm not sure. Even just seeing Lily get her ankle stepped on there.
Well, and the clock's not even running anymore.
No.
At this point, if we're playing for advantage, I think I know which side has the key advantage here.
So Wildcats looking to just get something going, and you can tell these passes just aren't 100% to what they were having earlier, and I think it's just a testament how they're kind of done right now. It feels like the game should be done.
Yeah, you've played 80 minutes of hard-hitting action. I mean, everybody on this field has gotten a shoulder driven up into their chest.
And like I said earlier too, with all the injuries so far, I mean, some of these girls have been out here since the first 5 minutes of the game, came off the bench for an injured player, and they haven't been able to get subbed out.
Well, and even with those players that have gotten injured, you have to think about everybody else that even if they're not necessarily taken out of the game injured, they're beaten, battered, and bruised by the time that this one gets up.
Look at that.
Looks like they called it.
And it looks like, just like that, your Wildcats will fall to the Lindenwood Lady Lions, 41-15, your final score. What did you guys notice in that one? Just some key takeaways before we send it off.
I think just the strength difference between these two teams was something that was very obvious. I think that Lindenwood just powered their way past the Wildcat defenders. And yes, we saw the Wildcats do a little bit of that too, kind of truck through the Lindenwood defenders, but it just came at ease for the Lions. It seemed like whoever was in front of them, it didn't matter who it was. It could be our biggest player. They're going to get pummeled to the ground.
Yeah, I'll second that. I mean, I think that the Lions had the plan coming into this game that they were going to keep the ball in the middle of the pitch and really control the center of the field, not allow the Wildcats to get it out to their wingers. And they did just that because they knew that they could win the center battle. They knew they could win the physicality battle in the middle. And it's exactly what happened all game. They totally dictated the pace of play. Just a great game plan from the Lions, and yeah, they just looked like the better team. But no shade to the Wildcats. Again, it's been a long time since they played. These teams have been, the Lions got to play even just last week, so a lot to learn here from the Wildcats.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they can take some points away from this one.
Yeah, I mean, for me, at the end of the day, it's all strategy. I mean, I think that the strategic moves that we saw put in play by Lindenwood really set them up for an easy win here tonight. Not only that, obviously, there were some very, very obvious shows of skill, especially towards the end there. I mean, we talked about the comparisons that were drawn with that last dish off. But, yeah, one way or another, I mean, you just have to take what you can from a team like Lindenwood, go in against Life this next weekend, and just try to take as much as you can.
Yeah.
I mean, their football reference, but at the end of the day, it's like you got to go back to the Dan Campbell kind of thing in a sport like this, where it's like football, but you got to take a bite out of the knee, then you got to come up, you got to take a bite out of the other one, you got to come up, and really, at the end of the day, I think the Wildcats have, like you said, Cash, have a lot to learn from this matchup. We'll see how they do against Life next weekend, and we'll see how they're able to do against BYU on the 29th of this month. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, for your women's rugby, we are done. Don't go anywhere, though, because at